Hi, everybody. Good to see you all. Wow, got a full house here. This is great. Before the notifications even went out, even. Yay, Jenny. Oh, yeah. Congratulations. I'm so happy for you. West Virginia and Montana. That'll be a challenge. Both of those places. Cool. Both beautiful places, too. Hi, Dolly. The Wolf Girl Oracle. Swampy and Janet P. Mark is not here yet. So, meantime, I am so excited that we're all here. I figured I can tell you about the tree. The trees, the tree removal. Oh my goodness, what fun that was. Yeah, actually, it went perfectly smooth and went without a hitch. Those guys that's all they do all day, every day, is cut down dead trees, remove trees, palm trees. And the one they cut down was a eucalyptus that was over 40 feet tall and had been dead for like 4 years. So every storm, I'm like, please don't let that snap and break. Please don't let that break. And then when the pine tree that was dead fell, I panicked a little and said, "Hey, universe, uh, this needs to happen this year, please, soon." I've been waiting and waiting and waiting. It was the city that cut them down. So, but with COVID and everything. Hi, Sherry. With COVID and everything, everything's backed up and behind, and so been waiting for a year for them to come and cut those trees down. And then um I didn't they didn't call me beforehand, but that was because they had permission to come on the property anyway. Hi, Manasa, sweetheart. Good to see you. Yeah. Hi, Arlene. Wonderful to see you. Yeah, I'm waiting for Mark. Um I hope you didn't fall asleep and forget. Forget. It happens sometimes, when we get in our age. Hi, Linda Sandoval. How are you? Yeah, the it was really fun to watch them. I videotaped it, you guys. I'm just in a editing mode because it's in probably well, my phone kept overheating because of the sun shining on it as I'm like holding it up to record. We're talking. It took 4 hours. And so, yeah, I think I've got it in like 6 or 8 little pieces that I got to edit together into a video for you guys. I figured some of it I will do, fast forward, some of it in slow motion. I thought I'd just have fun learning new things in videoing. It's videoing, editing with this video, challenge myself a little. So, hey. He did. He did. Oh, good. Well, Viviani, thank you for telling me that. He'll be here shortly. I keep watching for him to, you know, email me or something. I don't know what he's got up his sleeve. So, hey. Oh, I'm sorry, Linda Sandoval. That's not fun. You broke your ankle. I'm sorry. That sucks. But I'm sure, yeah, that's not a way to find out you don't bounce. Okay, girl? You're not supposed to bounce. Let me see if I can see if Mark. I don't have an email. You never know with the storms and stuff like they are. Maybe yeah, exactly. Maybe Granny Manny is talking to Mark and making him late for the live. As I said, you never know what's up his sleeve. So I told him, you know, Granny Manny is invited. So, hey. Yeah, I can't wait. I think it's going to be funny. We should have a good time. And, hey, Cat Shepherd. Good to see you. Good to see you. My, you guys, I had that little gray and white kitty cat that just appeared here in January. Refused to live in the house with my great big Maine Coon kitties. And, yeah, she disappeared on me last Thursday. Well, me, it was Tuesday, but found out yesterday what happened to her. My neighbor next door decided that he didn't think I could afford to take care of her. So he told a neighbor a couple doors down who catches strays to take to the shelters to get fixed and stuff, that there was a little kitty up here that needed help. And so he fed her last Thursday morning and grabbed her, took her to the lady down a couple doors down, and she took her to a town 50 miles away to the Animal Welfare League. So, yeah, the Animal Welfare League. I hope he isn't having a problem finding his link. Let me look here. No emails yet. Nope. Yeah, isn't that? I was livid. I've been worried, and he knew it. This is the thing. He bold-faced lied to me. I asked him on Sunday if he had seen her, because he feeds her sometimes. Just took it on himself every once in a while to feed her. He told me, gee, I saw her Thursday morning when I fed her Thursday morning. And I saw a coyote that day too. Maybe the coyote got her. Once again, I'm reminded why I do not have much to do with this neighbor. So, after some deep soul searching yesterday, and I mean, what am I going to do about it? I don't have a car. She's 50 miles away. I can't go get her. And I had a yard full of men here cutting trees down. And so I told her I want my cat back. But then after that, I thought, well, you know what? She's probably better off down there where she's at. She's in the Animal Welfare League is a no-kill shelter, so at least she's there. But she's used to being outside, you know. I'm sure she's hating it in the shelter with all that noise and other cats, and she didn't like my two cats. That's why she would not live in the house. No way she was going to live in the house. So, yeah, I was going to ask Mark to see what he could come up with on her, and if she's happy, all I care is I want her to get adopted and be happy, you know. So I let her go. Yeah, I don't know that he did it to be mean to the cat, but he definitely did it to, he'd trying to teach me a lesson constantly. Talk about a narcissist. And he treats me like he's my dad. I'm 64 years old. I haven't needed a daddy in about a year. Uh-huh. Yeah. He had given me, so the day I asked him about her, he gives me this great big bucket of tidy cat litter. And I go and I decided, you know what? After he did that yesterday, and he was home when I did it too, I threw the bucket. My fence is a 5-foot fence and it's a 40-pound bucket. My arms are sore from lifting the bucket up over the fence. That's how mad I was, and I threw it back in his yard. I think he got the message because he kind of like left real quiet yesterday, and I haven't. There are too many of those people. This is a man who's 80 years old, or closely 79, 80. And when we were during lockdown, he would not stay home. And then he got mad at me because he's trying to hand me an article that he torn out of the newspaper, that something about COVID, that he was going to show me, and got mad at me because I wasn't going to take that out of his hand. This is during lockdown. He was like, "Oh, come on." He was like, "At our age." And I'm like, "At our age? You're almost 20 years older than me, dude. What do you mean, our age?" Yeah, I should only threw the bucket in the yard and not at his head. No kidding. Um, then I talked to Renee. Wonderful tarot love community. She helped me raise my vibrations. This is very appropriate for this show. This whole story is. And wonderful Wolf Girl. Oh my goodness. Both of them told me the same thing. I was like a stepping stone for her, the kitty, because ever since I first touched her, I got two things from her. Number one, she said, "Hello, I'm Misty Gray." So I named her Misty Gray. The next thing I got from her was her with a little girl. And the little girl was loving on her and playing with her. And all I could think of was, oh, someone dumped her, took her away from a little girl and then dumped her here because she's super friendly. And so, okay, I took her in. She had fleas and worms and poor kitty. And so I took her in, and that was in January, you guys. So I've had her for 7 months. Been pretty attached to her. But both Dali and Renee both told me, "You are a stepping stone for her." Yeah, oh yes, I can tell. He shows up in backs. Yeah, I can see him, Viviani. Yep, he's not here. Mark. Yeah. Um. Anyway, what they pointed out to me is was a stepping stone. I got a vision last night of an older lady adopting the kitty, and she has a granddaughter, a little granddaughter. So there's the little girl I keep seeing her with. So then, right, I was like, okay, fine. Renee even went so far as to say, this might even be a new journey, new path for you, and that's to be a stepping stone for rescuing kitties. So maybe I'll be fostering cats for a while. It could be interesting. My two kitties, though, are 13 years old. It's really hard to, all of a sudden, they're not used to having a disruption like that. They didn't mind her. She didn't like them. They're big. They're half Maine Coon. She was just regular, normal little tabby. So, yeah, she wanted another little girl, perhaps. I think so. Um, she was really smart. She was smart enough to know when the coyotes would go up the street. We got lots of urban coyotes here in Tucson. When a coyote would go up the street, she got to where she'd hang out in the mornings, really early in the morning. She'd hang out on my roof. My roof's almost flat. I don't have snow. I don't have snow here, so it doesn't melt. So she'd hang out up there on the roof, catch birds, and there's trees along the front, so she'd catch birds in the trees. She'd stay away from the coyotes. So she was really a smart cat, real smart cat. So, but being able to reach out to someone when I was feeling so low, crying, worried and crying, and yeah. So, that's awesome. I hope he's okay. I'm starting to get a little concerned. Not a little concerned, I'm actually worried. And I don't have a way to text him, so we are what we are. So anyway, we can start out. How about I'll read the Lightworkers Pledge, and I actually have a graphic now for you guys to look at. So you don't have to go down into the description box to look at it. Finally getting where I get this stuff. Here we go. Got to remove Sherry's comment. Probably. Like I said, he might be having a storm. So here's the Lightworkers Pledge. I declare a pledge to love. I will act. These are my actions. Based on judgment from the heart, I will act not based on judgment of fear or lack. I will act not controlled by self-interest, commercial, or political agendas. I will act attempting to reduce conflict and division. I will act to promote cooperation. I will act to promote consensus, and I will act to promote peace. I will act recognizing the quality of all human beings, and I will act to pursue a picture of collective truth rather than personal truth. I will act to acknowledge the responsibility of supporting others in their spiritual awakening, and do not deliberately or knowingly misinform. I declare this pledge in love. No, it's Mark, Sherry. Kevin was last week. Kevin's already been here, darling. Mark, Spirit Whisperer. Yeah. I declare this pledge in love. Yes. Yes. Thank you. Oh, you know what? If you want to, is there one of you guys? Hi. Hey, Jay, how are you? Is there one of you guys in the chat who might like to come up here? Somebody who hasn't been on here before. You don't have to show your face if you don't want to. It's okay. I don't mind. Hey, Jay. Yeah, I'm hanging in there. I hope you got to watch that video I sent you from Victor Odo. He's a good one for light workers who are newly awakening, actually. He's one of the people I started with. I talk a lot to you guys about Kundalini and Kundalini awakening, and that's one of his big deals. One of his things, how to awaken your Kundalini, and the yoga that goes with it, and all of that. He's pretty interesting. Victor Odo. Here, put his name in the chat. Yeah, I went through a period after my awakening where I didn't have any nobody to talk to about it. No, it was like I felt like I was newly awakened, but I didn't have any teachers out there. And I was like, well, I know what angels are, and I know I can rely on them. And so I did. And then I started watching more and more on YouTube, things about empaths and, you know, the basics, very, very basics. And he was one of the people. He was at the time living in a motorhome with his wife and kids near San Diego, living his dream, traveling and teaching people about healthy bodies because he's a trainer, healthy bodies, healthy minds, and um, healthy spirit. He now lives in Las Vegas, so and he does all kinds of different kinds of seminars and that kind of stuff all over the place now. So it was fun to watch him go from where we are right now to someone who's, got a big channel and big following, and he's on Instagram and they have a website, and yeah. So, gee, I hope Mark is all right. Linda, did they give you anything for pain? And are you keeping it elevated above your heart? Because that'll make a big difference. At first, when you put it up higher than, and I mean higher than your heart, higher than your head. Well, if you fall asleep, we'll understand, sweetheart. Sigils. Swampy, that's something that I want to learn more about too, actually. I want to know more how to create your own. Maybe that's something that we could, work, go down together. Um, yeah, I have a friend she's really good at creating her own sigils. And uh, problem is, she's shy. She won't come on YouTube. She will not talk on YouTube. She wants nothing to do with YouTube. So, let's see. Well, you know what though? He lives in Kentucky. So, yeah, he may have gotten the time misunderstood too. But he lives in Kentucky, and I haven't been paying attention to the weather. I don't know if they're having any storms there, or, don't know what's going on. It could be anything, you guys. A Peculiar Brunette has a great video on it. Sigils? Really? Cool. Well, if you want to post the link in the chat, go for it. As a matter of fact, those of you who have channels, while we're here, please go ahead and post your channels. We'll take a couple minutes. You should be, I think you're all pretty much, oh, you know who is in the moderator. That might be kind of hard for you, girl. That's funny. Dolly, I didn't have you as a moderator. That's funny. Could be a time mix-up. Highly possible. I know he was telling me he was going to have to drink coffee because he goes to bed at 8. So, oh, for corn's sake, yeah. Yeah, so we'll just kind of hang out if you guys don't mind. We can do some card readings, and we'll just I'll just kind of proceed a little bit, and I told you what's been going on with me. I can tell you that after being baked in the sun yesterday, finding out what happened to my cat. Now, when they delivered the cherry, that's the other thing. They delivered the cherry picker boom that the guy went up in to cut the tree. They cut the tree out from the top down. They delivered it at 3 a.m. right in front of my house. Beep, beep, beep. Boom. I mean, big old semi truck with this thing on the back of it. I was like, well, if no one knew that this was going to happen today, I guess they just announced it. Works for me. I'm trying to check the weather now to make sure he's not under a tornado or storm warning. And I get that. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. That it may be the weather. Because, sometimes like Geek Hillbilly will be in here and then he'll blink out and come back. And so, um, I don't know if Mark lives in the country or what, but could be. But yeah, so, and it wasn't that hot yesterday. They started at like 6 a.m. and when they showed up to start, and when they were done by 10. Gave a bunch of the wood from my pine tree. My fireplace, the chimney leaks, so I can't use it. It'll bring carbon monoxide into the house. So my fireplace, I have this lovely light ornament thing that I put in there that kind of sparkles and twinkles like fire. You don't need a fireplace for heat. But anyway, I don't. My neighbor down the street, elderly neighbor down the street, I gave him a bunch of the firewood so he could have it to heat his house this winter. He was very grateful. So it made me feel good, those trees dying was a sad thing. Giant, giant trees. But it helped other people. And thank you, Dolly. Dolly, have you ever done anything? Anybody else in here done anything with sigils? Yeah, I'm excited. I would like to learn that. I When I'm doing my card of the day, I'm in Pinterest every day. And I see them. They're beautiful. And I'm someone who I'm like tattoos, and I would like to create my own personal sigil and have it tattooed right here. Done anything? Our weather here in Louisiana has been crazy all week. Oh, same here. The rain here has not been, we'll have thunder, but it's way up high. It's not the normal crash thunder bumpers. And the rain, when it rains, it's a fine rain. I swear to you, I'm in the Pacific Northwest, not the Southwest. Roaring hot up there, too. That's what, 3 summers now in a row? You guys have had really hot summers up there in the Pacific Northwest, up in Oregon? I'm paying attention to that because, yeah, I want to get a tiny house. I want to build a tiny house and move back to the Pacific Northwest. So, actually, Kat, I was contemplating Brookings, Oregon. So, I know you know where that's at. Since you're in Eugene, you know where Brookings is. It's pretty there. You don't think amethysts like you? Why would you say that, my dear? It may not be that stone doesn't like you. Maybe the stone is absorbing some energy from you. Is your stone changing? Because here, I'll show you one that's changing. See this? See how the little sparkles in there? That's all just started happening since COVID. It was a perfectly beautiful, almost like a prism. It did have the big crack, but all that little cloudy stuff in there, the little sparkles, that's just started happening since COVID. It just sits, and it sits on my cards to clear and charge my cards before I do my Saturday Solutions video. Hi, Gypsy JJ. Good to see you. Yeah, so as a matter of fact, why don't we pull a card? I'll just pull a card and we'll see what we get. 2 hours ago, mass flooding in Kentucky and 8 people dead. Okay. We understand now. Oh my gosh. I hope you're okay, Mark. I hope you're okay, Lisa. Spirit Intuitive Tarot. I hope you're okay, Geek Hillbilly. Why don't we have a couple moments of silence to pray for these guys, okay? Our Kentucky loved ones. Please keep our loved ones safe. Archangel Michael, cocoon them in your shield of reflection. Any negative energy or anything coming at them to do them harm, keep them protected. Let it bounce back to the originator tenfold. Keep them safe. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. He probably doesn't have any power. That's fine. You know what? There's this thing called a reschedule. And it's not like we don't have the whole rest of the year, y'all. Although, I got a good lineup started, you guys. I can give you some hints if you want to know. As we get going. Yes. Universal power around us, in us, through us. Please keep the Kentucky people safe. Spoken with gratitude and love. Sending love and light and protection to Mark, Lisa Smith, Lisa Foster, Keith, Geek Hillbilly. Mark needs another link. Hi, Mark! Gotcha. There you are. I see you. Hey, gorgeous. I'm sending it to you. You want an email, darling? Here it comes. I just was hoping you were safe, okay? Yay! You're in my StreamYard waiting? I think... That's weird. Here comes the invite. I send you a new one. Ooh, might make me go away. I'll be back. Mark, I'm coming. What are you doing to me, computer? There he is. There it is. Okay. Here comes Mark. Okay. I'm coming back, you guys. Okay. There. I hope that works. Just lovely StreamYard. I don't know what happened there. There he is, handsome man.
Hello.
Hey. Good to see you.
I gotta make sure. I gotta turn off all my. Hold on, because I have my TV on because I went there to see if you were on, and that's how I found out you were looking for me. Because I was just sitting on that other link going, okay, well, where is Katie? I don't understand. I don't know what happened, but.
I don't know. That's weird. I'm glad you're here.
Where is Katie? I don't understand. I don't know what happened.
Yay!
Okay.
Yeah, there's our Mark.
The TV was going to make it all echoey, so.
Hi.
Hi, because I was thinking, now Katie's not the type that would just stand me up. I don't know what's going on.
That's what was going through my mind too, love.
I'm thinking, what happened? But
Anyway,
I just gave up though. At 8:25, I went, okay, well, I guess something happened. I don't know. And then I went and sat down on the couch, and then I turned on the TV and I said, let me see if I can find her on YouTube. And I went, oh, you're going. And then I saw people going, I hope Mark's okay. Yes, I'm fine. I'm a little confused, but fine. Okay.
Love you, my friend. I'm so glad you're here. Welcome, Spirit Whisperer Mark.
Thank you for asking me and inviting me. And very nice of you.
Oh, hey, we all love you. So,
hey. Well, I like to try to support everybody, if I can, that's in the community. I just feel like we're all in it together. And if I can help somebody, it's great. Or just, talk and chat with you. That's great.
I love that idea too. And this is pretty much what this is tonight. It's we already did the Lightworkers pledge, so
okay.
Basically, tell us about Mark. What does Mark do?
Well, these days I'm retired. So I do a little less than I used to, but I retired from the zoo after working there for 30 years as an animal keeper.
Los Angeles Zoo.
Yep, Los Angeles Zoo. And so, but before I worked at the zoo and became a zookeeper and all that, I worked as a psychic channel. So I've been doing that since the 80s, and what I call it conscious voice channel. So the way I work is I work with spirit, and I let them come in and talk. You don't see that so much on the live readings on YouTube because I've had to kind of just going with the flow there, and it's a really different way of reading. So and it's so quick change and everything.
Yeah.
On those, he tends to be right over my head, talking in my ear. But like in a private session or something, he comes in full body, or one of the guides, and address questions and things like that. So I've been doing that since the early 80s. It started out kind of as clairaudient. That's the way I first realized I was hearing something that wasn't here in physical form, but since then, those other clairs have opened up a lot more because I've been working so long with them. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I love the clairs.
Yep, me too.
They make life so interesting. You never have to worry about being alone and not having anybody to talk to.
Yeah, and everybody kind of does it differently. Sometimes it's a mixture. Sometimes it's just you're really good at a gut instinct. Sometimes it's a really strong intuition. But then also, or there's just that knowing, clairsentience, where you just know. And so they're all interesting.
I've actually heard shamans just call it that. Just you have the knowing. Instead of
Yes.
saying you're psychic or you're a
Right.
medium, they just tell you you have the knowing.
I love that.
Yeah, it's
And
kind of
it's
a
all kind of adjusted to us as an individual, however best we
Mhm,
can, give and receive
exactly.
through the transmissions.
Hi, Lisa Foster. She says Lisa Smith and her are fine in Kentucky too. Good. We just heard you guys had flooding, so
Yeah, it was more in eastern Kentucky. So there's a storm right now brewing. I heard thunder just now, but so eastern Kentucky is where they had the floods, and I'm closer to central, and
okay.
so is Louisville.
Yeah.
Um, but we've had it rained a lot. Thank goodness, because it's been so hot.
Yeah.
We needed the rain, but I don't know how they got so flooded over there. I don't know. They had a lot more than we had. But
Apparently, it's kind of like what happens here when it decides to rain. It's like somebody slit in the clouds with a knife and it goes whoosh
yeah, in
all at once
California.
in Arizona.
Oh, you're in Arizona?
Yeah, I'm in Tucson.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because that reminds me of Southern California. It hardly ever rains, but when it does, it's like a monsoon.
I love it. Wolf Girl Oracle is asking you, is that a Sasquatch in your window?
Yeah, this big metal one is. My
I love it.
my sister got me that for my birthday. Isn't it cute?
I noticed that several videos back watching it. I'm going, he's squatchy.
I have a lot of stuff. It's hard to see. Here's a cute little pan playing the flute. He's
Yes.
dark. It's a cute young
I
pan.
love
There he is.
Pan.
Is the green man back there. I have another
And your
pan.
card rack.
Another pan. Another pan. I have all my crystals. I have a lot of stuff.
Your
I like.
card rack back there. The card rack?
Yeah. Have you seen those yet?
Yeah, I got one. Actually got two of them so that I can expand.
I just put my second one together this afternoon.
I have 20 decks in this one.
Yeah, I know, because I want to kind of separate my oracles from my tarot, and
Yeah.
like right away I went, well, this isn't nearly big enough.
Yeah.
No, they're good, aren't they?
You and Debbie with that idea. You guys were talking about it that morning. I went, okay, bought it.
I know.
Right then and there.
I know. The minute she told me, and I said, okay, I have to have one. And I think Andrea is the one that told her about them.
Oh, they're great because I've been looking at brochure racks and
yeah.
they're expensive.
Yeah, I know.
These
and these
bad.
No, and they're called sunglass rack. Ooh, it's
they're a sunglass display rack.
Yeah.
They hold 2 pairs of sunglasses on each level, and there's like 6 levels.
So it's lightning and thundering. So if I were to disappear,
well, no,
it would mean the power went out just because it did that the other night for a minute.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have a question for you.
Yeah. Oh, that's
I'm going
a lot of thunder.
I have a kitty question for you.
Okay.
About a kitty that I had here for 7 months.
Okay.
Her name is Misty Gray.
Misty Gray.
She showed up on my windowsill talking to my male half Maine Coon cat, Willie.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, oh, hello, beautiful. Where do you live? And she's like, hello, I'm Misty Gray. That's all I heard in my head. From that moment, I was in love with her. So she's been here for 7 months. She disappeared last week.
Oh.
And I've already kind of told these guys the story. I found out my neighbors got together and decided I couldn't afford to have a third cat. And they took her.
You're kidding me.
Down to a shelter 50 miles away.
And then they told
I just want to know if she's happy.
And then they came back and said, hi, we took your cat and put it in a shelter.
No, you know what they said?
What?
I saw the guy, my next door neighbor, he tells me, well, I fed her that morning and there was a coyote hanging around. I think maybe the coyote got her. Is that like intentionally mean?
Yes.
Yeah.
And, plus, it's kind of like, who asked you to?
Yeah. Why is it your business what I spend my money on?
Exactly. It's very aggravating. But I just want to check in on her here.
Oh, Lisa. Yeah. Lisa Foster's mad because that's what she does.
I'm sure she's mad. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's aggravating. I hate that.
Yeah. Oh, both my
And plus, you know, she found her way to you, and she was
yeah.
happy and everything. So, and you know how it goes. It's not that much different between 2 and 3, you know, as far as expense, unless there's a bunch of medical something.
No.
I
She
mean,
had
it's
fleas.
it's about as cheap to. Well, I think that's because she was out and about a little bit.
Yes.
You know, she had been with somebody though. I'm not going to say she was completely feral.
No, she wasn't.
She's cute though, but it might take a minute to adopt her because she's a little older. You know, for now she's okay.
Uh-huh.
They're feeding her and stuff like that.
It's cool.
Yeah, she kind of wished she hadn't ventured out a little or something,
Oh.
or you know, got caught. She wished she hadn't got caught. You know, because she was happy where she was,
Yeah.
wasn't really looking to move. But you know, for now, I think she's okay as she can be
Okay.
in this new situation. You know.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Thank you. Thank you. Let me tell you, Lisa, I can't go get her. I don't have a car.
I
Can
know,
you go
Lisa.
can you go get her, please? I want her back. I
I
mean,
would
it's
like
like that spirit,
to
um,
accidentally drop a
has
piano on your neighbor. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Spirit basically has told me that she's kind of a stepping stone. I was a stepping stone for something better for her.
Yeah,
So
because if she gets adopted, you know, and the perfect person can come in and see her.
yeah. Oh, the thing is, he knew I was worried about her, and to tell me that the coyote got her. That he thought the coyote got her. You know what she'd do so the coyote wouldn't get her? She'd go hang out on my roof. She's really smart, super smart. So,
Well,
but
there's so many homeless pets. I mean, you can only do what people can do. We just can't, you know, the responsibility comes before they get homeless. You know what I mean? It's like, you got to
yes,
correct that. Like, please stop getting pets you don't want, or please have them fixed. You know, it's just too many babies and stuff.
yeah, or they're not like going and getting a stuffed animal, folks.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah,
Oh, I like that little teddy bear. I think I'll get it. No,
yeah,
it's a Yorkie.
yeah.
It has a soul.
And that goes through with, like, you know, they'll get baby chicks and ducks and baby rabbits and things like that at Easter or something, and then they
Yes.
keep them a minute and then they go, oh, now I got a rabbit. And it's like, oh, and who knew rabbits will chew through my cords and my wires and the plaster and the wallpaper. It's like, yeah, that's the thing about a rabbit. And
They
you
got
probably
to chew those teeth
yeah,
down.
and you didn't think nothing about it. You just got one without thinking. That's the thing. You know, people think, oh, I'll just get one. Mhm.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I do want a rabbit, but I want a Welsh rabbit.
Yeah.
Gotta
Well, it's
get
fine
a
if you get a
big one.
rabbit if you're going to be loving and kind with it. I had a rabbit too, but it's just that whole thing of think you don't. Sometimes people don't look at them as a living soul, and that well, they're going to take. You're going to have some care, and
Mm-hmm.
you're going to have to like learn to know them and figure them out. You can't just.
Yeah.
That's like that. Get them and stick them somewhere is old school, and it don't work anymore.
No, it doesn't. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Old, old school's gone. Old
Right.
school's been gone about 3 years. When we went into lockdown, that's when old school ended. Everybody wants to know when we're going to get back to normal. I love that oxymoron. How do you go backwards? And
Yeah.
normal is a relative term.
Yeah.
What is it?
It's a new normal, I believe, is what we're going into eventually. And plus, I don't know, I also feel like it's going to be ever changing for a while.
Oh yeah.
It's not going to be kind of settled. We're not going to feel as settled in it, because that's what this whole new thing is. It's getting rid of all that settled stuff that didn't work for us in the first place and re-choosing and changing. So, I think we're going to be rolling
Gotta be
rolling with it
adaptive.
for a while. Yeah.
Yep. Roll with the punches for a while,
Hi, Melody.
Good to see you guys.
Hi, Viviani.
Melody Lemonade. I love that. And she's one of my new subscribers. Thank you for
She's
joining me. You
she's
are now a moon dancer.
a lovely person. She has a cat named Luna.
Oh,
And another
like
cat.
Debbie.
Yep, she has a boy cat too now, a little yellow cat. Oh, I'm not going to get his name now all of a sudden. But she's very sweet, Melody. Yeah, she lives in Australia.
Awesome. Another Aussie. I love Aussies.
And
I
today I got to
have.
meet Viviani in person, and I really like that. She's so lovely.
Oh, awesome. Boy, you're lucky, Viviani.
Yeah.
Both of you are. I
Well,
love
I
meeting.
gave away some free readings because I've been on for a year, and I just gave away some as a celebration. And
Mhm.
Viviani's name got drawn,
Awesome.
and then I get to meet her today. It was great.
Saturday is my 1 year anniversary. So I'm going to have a party and I'm
Boy,
going to give away a free personal reading.
great. That's
Yeah.
terrific. I
So,
love doing them now on Zoom because for years and years I always worked on the phone. I never got to ever see anybody or
yeah.
you know
Yeah.
just get to know their voice. So this is a lot more fun for me.
Oh, yeah. That's so cool. It's neat to meet you guys. Um, I've only met a couple YouTubers, but that's only because, like I said, I don't have a car, so I don't get a chance to travel very far.
Yeah.
And so when I do, it's usually to the Pacific Northwest. I'm hooked on that area. I grew up there, so. But I was born in Arizona.
Melody says her name is actually Melody Lamond, not Lemonade. Lamond.
Well, I love lemon and I love lemon anything. It's one of my favorites. I have two cats. You have a cat question? My cats are both half Maine Coon, they're brother and sister, and Willie and Aloe. Willie is my familiar. Actually, he's behind the backdrop right now, sleeping,
Oh,
because that's
Leo.
what he does best.
Yeah. Leo is Melody's little boy cat. What she said, she left a question. Do you see it?
I don't
Let me see.
nothing.
What was your question? Oh, wait.
Melody,
I would like to let
Leo.
my
Oh,
cats go out, but can't because they would upset the wildlife around here. I wonder if my veranda's enough for them. What do you reckon? Yeah, it is, Melody. They're kind of acclimated to their home and the veranda, and you know, they seem satisfied with it. You know, you might grow a little pot of grass for them so they can,
mhm.
because a lot of times the kitties like to eat grass, just regular grass, or you can, a lot of times here I'll pick hands full because I have two cats that like to stay in, and then I have two that go back and forth through the kitty door. But the one that stays in, she wants grass. I usually bring her in a handful, and she's happy to be inside. Like some, it just, it's like personalities. But with your two, they're happy the way you got it worked out, is what I see. They like looking out, out the windows and things. But no, I think they're pretty happy where they are.
I took my bedroom window. I have a huge picture window in my bedroom, and I put a dresser in front of it and a pillow on top of it, and that's the kitty TV.
Ah,
They hang out there all day. There's a fountain out there and a bird bath and a hummingbird feeder, and so they sleep and hang out on that pillow all day long. You know,
well, I
'cause
love
they've never been outside.
Oh yeah, and they're fine with it. It just depends. Sometimes you'll get one that's really like an out. It's really
That
hard
was
headed about it,
Misty.
and so like
Yeah,
I inherited my mom's cat after she passed, and she had let him roam around on his own. So and he's full grown. It's really hard for me to change his mind. But
right.
he comes in and he stays and he knows this is kind of a quiet small area. There's not a lot of people and stuff,
Yeah.
so he seems fairly safe. Rather he didn't roam around, but he stays right here pretty good. And then he took my other cat, Merriweather. They formed this unbelievable bond since we moved and brought him in. They're
Mhm.
like best buddies of all
I
time.
like that name,
It's so cute.
Meriwether.
No,
Yeah,
it's from, of course, the fairies. But
of course.
he immediately showed her all the tricks of the neighborhood, and so the two of them. But what I was saying was I feed all the birds too, and
Hmm.
occasionally one of them will try to catch one, and I'm like, no killing, catching birds.
Yeah, I had a problem with the baby bunny with Misty.
Yeah,
Yeah, and it didn't make it, but it got preyed on a lot, and I tried.
yeah. Well, they're natural prey
Well,
animals,
and yeah, and
predators. I mean,
little cottontail babies. I've learned a lot since then. They get cold really quick, and once they get cold, that you can't bring them. They're hard to bring them back
mhm.
because they stay in a little huddle of fur in the nest, and
Yes,
the
I know.
mother pulls her fur out for them. So
Yeah,
yeah.
and just that little bunny movement is too much for the kitty cat. They're like, oh no, I'm gonna have to get him. I saw somebody say you're an artist.
What?
Is that what you?
Yes, I'm an artist.
I love that.
I do pastel, acrylic,
Oh, cool.
oil,
Mhm.
scratch board,
Cool.
acrylic. I said acrylic. Alcohol ink.
Neato. I always admired that. My brother was a fantastic artist. Like he could draw anything just at the drop of a hat, just out of his mind. You know, and I was going, what?
Funny, I can't draw worth a damn, but
Oh,
I can sketch.
oh, well, that's good.
See, I
But
just
I
need to
could
be
never
able to
draw a
get
stick
it.
figure. I was always so jealous of my brother because he could do portraits and landscape
Oh,
and everything. And he never really trained or anything. He was just able to. So I've always admired that in others. And plus, I love any artistic expression. You know, that's a big thing for Pan. He's really into that. And
it's for
he's always,
Granny too, isn't it?
yeah, she's pretty creative as well.
I love it. I didn't know if you were going to bring her with you or what.
Well,
Right.
well, someday she might show up as a surprise.
Oh, I'd love that. I'd love that. She could like show up on Saturday if you want. Oh, yeah. I've been painting. I mean, that's my escape. That's my Zen zone.
Uh-huh.
Um, and I haven't been doing it for a while because I got involved in writing. I have a master's in creative writing.
Oh, cool.
So I got all involved in creating some oracle cards, and that has taken up a lot of my time.
Cool.
Crazy time. It's fun though.
Yeah, and then creating a deck. It'd be terrific.
Oh, it is. It's fun.
Yeah, that's very creative. And I just, I believe Melody says that me and Granny seem to avoid each other for some reason.
Yeah, kind of funny how that happens.
Uh, I just really believe that the arts are a way that we naturally channel spirit and,
Mhm.
because that inspiration that's connecting, because all that comes through the third eye area too, that inspiration. And it's a way of putting spirit out into the world, or
Yes.
love, or
Mhm.
spiritual principles through art, and I just love it.
I even have a hobby that I do called diamond painting.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if you've ever seen diamond painting before.
No.
Let me grab, this is just here. Here's a little bag I made. I've got my calendar and stuff in here. Let's see if I can pull it out without knocking everything over. I have a lot over here too. This is diamond painting.
Oh, how pretty. What is that painted on? Like cardboard?
It's it's a bag.
Oh,
It's a,
yeah.
it's a vinyl bag, and it's printed on there, and then it's got this adhesive on it, and you stick all those individual little sparklies on.
Oh, I love it. I love
It
that kind
is
of stuff.
very, very zen.
Yeah, if it's sparkly, I'm gonna love it anyway. And
Well, I
so
need to send you one of my books then.
it's so cute. But I'm that person. I'll sit down and color, get out my coloring
Mhm.
pencils, and I'll color pages. Or I did collage. Oh, it's so pretty. Those are beautiful.
These are books. These are journals.
I love them.
You got one you like in particular?
So ooh, that blue one.
You want this one?
That one's so beautiful.
You
So you did all that on there?
Oh yeah.
My goodness, those are gorgeous. I love them.
If you would like, I'll send you the blue one.
Okay, so pretty.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I love all that kind of stuff. For a long time, I did collage work, and I love doing collages. And then I made collage picture frames, and I would do them on animal things.
Collages are great for creating cards.
Yes, and I had a lot of fun with that for a long time. And I did collages of movie stars once, where I would do these big 3D, where I did them in plastic frames, and I could put collage on top, underneath, and then on the bottom.
Oh yeah.
And then I put crystals and little doodads and stuff in there, like 3D things.
Mm.
And I loved that. Did that a lot. And I remember way back, I did one for Doris Day, and this is when I was in Los Angeles. And this person met me, and he bought it and gave it to her as a gift. I was so thrilled.
Wow.
Doris Day ended up with one of my collages.
Yes.
And also Barbara Stanwyck, the same man knew Barbara Stanwyck, and he asked me to make one for her, and I did. It was great.
Awesome. I used to know a lady that was the regional director for Revlon, and she was a makeup artist for a long time, and she did people like Elizabeth Taylor and her stories. That lady was fascinating because she was Lord Carnarvon's niece. I taught her how to do her email. She's 90 years old.
Oh.
I would go over there. She'd pay me $15 to come over there, download her email for her, talk to her, be real sweet to her, and then leave. She never really learned how to do the email at 90, but she needed to get it where she could read it,
That was very loving of you and very nice.
Oh, she was a sweet lady. And the stories that just to be in her presence and to hear the stories of her life. She talks about Downton Abbey, Highclere Castle in Downton Abbey. When she was a little girl, they used to go and hide in the studio, the room with all the red carpet and all that. And she says there's so many secret library. So many secret passages in that room.
How cool.
Yeah. So I was like, oh. So I would just sit and listen.
I see.
You're having trouble getting my address to appear from the Amazon wish list. Oh, I didn't know you could get my address to appear from there.
Okay. I see a couple of questions.
Yes.
Oh, I see. Lisa says, I pull hands full of grass for my cats. Yeah, I do that too.
Yeah.
There's a question from Wolf Girl Oracle.
Yes.
Hi, Wolf Girl Oracle.
I would like to ask Mark about Crosby, my 12-year-old hound shepherd mix. Can he read anything about him?
12-year-old Crosby. Mm-hmm. Hound shepherd mix. Just do a couple of cards at the same time that I'm just. Come here, Crosby.
I got you, Lisa Foster.
Just now connecting here. He's looking over. I feel like, he's slowing down a little bit, that you may have noticed him slowing a little bit down, resting a little bit more. He is happy and content. There's that right off the bat. Like when I look at him, he's like asleep with his face kind of flat on the floor. That's the image he's giving me. And then when I said, hi, he goes, looks up, and then he kind of lays back down. Like he's very comfortable and satisfied where he is. Yeah, I know. That's when he lifted his head up, is when I said that in my mind's eye, And then he kind of went, okay. They recognize Pan's energy, you guys, and you guys that don't know me, I know some of you are new to me. I'd love for you to come visit my channel, by the way. But
Yes.
I work with the energy of Pan, who's in Greek mythology is called the god of nature, and he has a lot of names, but animals and, creativity, joy, he's about all that. But the animals recognize his energy so easily. It's like all the animals at the zoo always, I could tell, recognized his energy because they would always just immediately love me.
Mark.
Yes.
She was wearing headphones. Crosby didn't hear you. But Crosby heard you.
Yes. And I think he sees Pan's energy because he goes over there looking. Yeah. Well,
that's cool.
He's very grateful. I don't know if you rescued him or you've had him from a puppy, but he just feels like, he lucked out. He's filled with gratitude. This cute little, and there's part of a hound, actually. And you said he was a hound mix. But look at him looking up with love and gratitude to you. So he loves you. I don't know that that's that surprising. He also says you two communicate with each other. I'm going to say telepathically, like mind to mind. He says you understand each other because we understand pretty much. We're pretty good at knowing what the other one wants or is thinking. I think maybe sometimes you think that he knows what I'm thinking, or I know what he's thinking, because he's saying you guys have a nice connection that way, communication connection. And then I pulled this card. It says listening, pay close attention. And that's kind of speaking to that. Like we're connected, we hear, and we hear each other. We know what each other's talking about. And if you pull a card too, Katie, I don't want to just do this all by myself. Okay.
I'm right here. I'm
sweetie. Well, I didn't want you to feel like,
no, I'm right here. I'm pulling a card too. I'm going to pull one.
Right.
Yes.
So that's mostly what he said.
The Therapets deck.
Oh, yeah, I saw that. I haven't ordered it, though, but I did see that.
Oh, Mark, it's so fun. I did a review on it if you want to look at every single card.
Okay, I will.
My reviews show them all. The truth is you're far more capable than you feel.
Yep.
So I think you're more concerned about Crosby aging and slowing down, but I don't think he's quite as slowed down as you think he is.
Oh.
He's got lots more, he's more spry than you give him credit for.
It's natural aging, Wolf Girl. It's not, I don't get like disease or, I'm not a vet, but normally I would get something like that. This just feels like normal aging. And, he's naturally a little more tired and wants to sleep a little bit more. He still loves walks and playing and interaction. So he still likes all of that, but it just might be slightly less. I'm not getting that he's super close to transition or anything. If you're worried about that. He's telling me, no, I'm not. I'm not planning on leaving soon.
He's actually got it pretty good.
Yeah, Life of Riley.
Yeah.
Don't forget this big gratitude card with him looking up at you with love in his eyes. He couldn't love you more. There's that. Um, I'm just going to pull one more card here.
Hi, Colorful Foresight. Welcome. You.
And you guys can connect even more, Wolf Girl.
Mm-hmm.
There's still more to do, more to find out, more to learn with him. It's not over with yet, he says. So, play around with communicating with him. Ask him if he has something he wants to tell you or share with you. Sit quietly and let it come. Whatever comes, pay attention to it. Whether you think it's from him or not, still pay attention. And because he wants to kind of play back and forth thought games with you. That's what he's saying. Okay.
Oh, that's cool because that says to you, my dear, that he knows you can receive it.
Yeah.
So you have a gift. You've just been told of a gift I don't think you realized you had.
Yeah.
That's exciting. I have a question, Mark.
Uh-huh.
Before we go into these other questions, when you get all kind of, we're going through so much, we get bummed out. I don't know about you. I get bummed. What do you do to lift your spirits?
Well, I do different things. One thing, I like to know what's going on and what's happening in the world, so I don't shield myself from all of it. At
Yeah.
the same time, I just take what I need and I don't focus beyond that. I don't really dwell or focus on bad news and stuff, whether it's about the world at large, whether it's about in my family or me, whatever. I know what's going on, but I don't put a lot of time and focus on it.
Yeah.
Just get through that and move to the next thing. Also, I do things like if I feel overwhelmed, because if you're empathic, sometimes you'll just feel overwhelmed
Oh,
about,
yeah. Oh,
you maybe
yeah.
you'll go to the grocery and you come back so overwhelmed because all of a sudden you've been around a lot of energy and you don't even know it, but you just feel like that was a lot. And all you did was go to the grocery, but it's like, whoa, I have to have a nap or something.
Like
So
going to a hospital to visit someone in the hospital.
yeah. And then it's all, ooh.
And for hours afterwards, you're trying to balance yourself again.
Right. Yes. Yeah. So I'll just lay down and, sometimes it'll be like 5 or 7, 10 minutes just to regroup and recenter and kind of,
there you go.
Other things I do is a hot bath helps me a lot because I love to meditate in the bath.
Mm-hmm. And water meditation is amazing.
Yes, it's really good. And it really helps with the communication, I think. It did with me in the beginning. It helped me so much that I kind of got, even till today, I can get some of my strongest downloads and stuff in the tub.
That's cool.
And I think it's because when I was first learning to meditate and I didn't know how and it was hard, and I had a hard time setting the time aside because I was busy. I worked all the time. Mm-hmm. I kept thinking, I don't really have time to meditate. That was my excuse a lot.
Yeah.
So then I finally said, I made this thing of, well, I have to clean up for work, So I'll do baths so many times a week and then I'll meditate there. That would give me permission to meditate because I was already doing something, it was like 2 birds at once. It was stupid, but at least it made me meditate.
Yeah.
And then I think that water really helped. I didn't even know that was going to be a thing, but it did. Yeah. Just this week, cool. I was having a bath and I had one of those very emotional, like heart to heart all of a sudden with what I call God, which was just a lot. And it just came out of the blue kind of, but I was in the tub.
Yeah, I had an experience like that too. I'm a breast cancer survivor.
Yes.
And the night before I was going to have my mastectomy, I basically said, okay, God, you got me doing this. Am I going to live or am I going to die? You going to take me home or what? Whatever we decide, whatever you got planned for me, let me know. And this voice, I heard it as well as felt it in the very core of my being said, it'll be a long journey, but I'll be with you every step of the way, and sometimes I will carry you. I was like, I'm gonna survive this. And from that point on, that was my focus. I
There
kidded
you go.
around and
Hmm.
I'm getting my chemotherapy, and I'm laughing and kidding around with everybody. And
Hmm.
I really think that having that perception of laughing and kidding around with people
Hmm.
helped heal me.
It's true, because that lifts the vibration.
It sure does.
And pets do that too. They also lift they'll like actually change your blood pressure, make it better and stuff just by being around them and stuff. But that same thing, and just that message from God, the angels, or whatever,
Yeah.
was so true and so heartfelt that you just knew it. And I know that feeling, and that like with me this week, it was more I was in this place of feeling I needed to rededicate myself kind of to service and
Yeah.
into all of that. And I was just in that frame. And, and from time to time, I will have a really heartfelt talk to what I call God and just back and forth. It's always emotional, though, because
Yeah.
there's an emotional component that I feel.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think that's what started that. But I was going to say something else. Oh, I'm gay, and it was back in the turn of the century. back,
Hey, I'm
back
back in that time too,
Yeah,
dude.
back before the word gay, it only meant being happy. It
I
wasn't
remember
really a
those days.
word. You were just called hideous things in those days. Anyway, and it was hard, and I didn't want to be it, and I just, please, 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 I don't want to be this. I don't like it. What? Why? And it was just terrible.
Yeah.
And then I felt Jesus came to me, and I'd had him come to me before, but um, and said, let's talk about that. And he just did a long talk to me in my brain
Uh-huh.
about why I chose that, why it was here now, why there was many others that I didn't realize, how others had chosen it for a particular time. Anyway, from that point on, I never looked back. I never felt bad. I never felt like I needed to
Yeah.
apologize. I don't know, just something about that talk. It's kind of like what you were saying with the breast cancer.
Mhm.
From that point on, I just felt like I was in good hands, and it wasn't a mistake. And this was part of
Yeah.
my path. And it just, I don't know, that just made me. And from that point on, I never ever, if you were my friend, you had to know that about me. It was something I didn't want to hide from anybody anymore. And this was when nobody was coming out either. So it really pushed me
Oh, wow.
ahead, quite a bit. But I've always been that person that kind of cuts down the weeds so other people can come through. That sort of pioneer energy where you're the
Mhm.
this way kind of a thing. Um,
I'm looking for the question at 9:14
well, Lisa
about
Foster
yeah,
asked a
I
question
know.
before that. So Lisa Foster has a question at 8:59.
Yeah, I've got 3 questions marked here. Let's
Oh, you
start with
do?
that.
Okay.
Lisa Foster. Hey, Mark, can you tell me why my rescue cat, Sully, is shedding so much and he urinates a lot? I still can't touch him. Any insights, please?
If you press on that, it'll come up on the screen, right?
Mm-hmm.
I just want to make sure because some of us
Mm-hmm.
are
I
new.
some Yeah. There we go.
Cat Sully.
Hmm.
Well, the shedding I wouldn't worry about, Lisa. I mean, it's a lot. It's probably a little over the top, but some of it's the heat.
I was just gonna say he's hot.
Yep, and it's kind of it's more than normal, but also you might have a little bit of something going on with the maybe with the urinary tract or the
That-
kidney a little bit.
That's what I got. I got kidney infection.
Yep, there could be something like that. Yeah, you still
That'll
can't touch.
definitely make them. And if they don't urinate, they're still going to strain and try.
Right. But that extra urinating usually, could be like some kind of urinary tract infection or something like that. And of course, I'm not a vet. I'm not even telling you have to take him to the vet, but that's what seems to be coming forward. I'm less worried about the shedding. Um, he's he's had like gosh, I keep joking. He's had like a little bit of negative experience with people. That's why he won't let you pick him up. Um, I'm not sure he's been out on the street for a super long time, but that maybe he went out because of peeing and nobody's like ever checked on it or something. That's all I'm seeing right now, Lisa.
Um, I used to be a veterinary technician.
Oh, good.
I would definitely say that you can't if you can get him in a carrier, or if you can get a urine sample to get to the vet can tell you a lot without you having to handle the cat. Because if you can't pick up that cat, I get it. That I know, yeah, they're all razor blades when they don't want to be held.
Yeah.
So yeah, and they'll flip on that in 30 seconds on you.
And there may be I do feel like there's a medicine that will help, but I'm not sure what it is. But I feel like there's something that can help. It's like when sometimes they get those crystally kind of things.
That's what I'm wondering if he in his sometimes in a cat's diet they can get a form of crystal that they will literally plug their urinary tract and they can't urinate.
Right, but he's overly
But
urinating.
he's doing too much. Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't get near him. Oh. So you'd have to live trap him to get him to the vet.
Yeah, Pete, that's a rescue she's gotten probably off
Yeah.
the street. Hmm. Well, watch him. He's new. Watch him for a couple days and see how it goes. See if he just keeps on doing it. Uh,
Oh, something else that can be extra urine is diabetes. The cat might be a diabetic. And if that's the case, you have to take him to the vet.
shits and hunks. Yeah.
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 No, I don't trap cat. I don't like trapping cats either, honey. But sometimes, like if he's a diabetic, um, he's going to need shots. Probably. I mean, they don't regulate their food for diabetics for cats
Oh,
and
he's been doing
dogs. So.
it. Yeah. It's a long term thing, Lisa. I think he's had it for a while. Also, he's probably older. He's more on the older side than the younger side, I feel like. I do think antibiotics might help some if you have those. Um, but,
Yeah.
he's older, and I don't know that it's going to be harder to fix him, I feel like. And you still serve him and help him by feeding him and watching him, things like that. But I don't know how far you'll be able to go with him. Um,
Okay.
but, we
No,
can.
you've had a diabetic cat before. Her dog is a diabetic, so And Rachel's got to leave. You have a wonderful night. Thank you, Rachel. You take Crosby for his walk. Oh, enjoy your night. Thank you.
Yep. Oh, her dog's diabetic. Yeah, I know, Lisa. I agree with you. I think there's only going to be so much you can do. I appreciate that question. But just because of the whole situation, you probably won't be, anything can change and it can just change overnight. And who am I to say it can't? But in general, it's not going to be a lot of hands-on right now when I'm looking at it. And I'm not sure he's got a ton of time ahead of him. I don't like to say that, but I feel like he's older and he's been kind of having this thing for a while. And, it's, it's taking a natural toll. And so that's all I'm going to say about that one.
Yeah. Okay. Kathy G, could you tell me anything I need to know about my cat Max? He will be 10 years old in September. Thank you.
He'll be 10. I'm thinking like between 10 and 12, Lisa, but I can be wrong. It's easier if I could see him, but trust your gut because you've had so much experience with all that. But I was kind of seeing about 10 to 12, which is not super old. But this condition or whatever ages him a little more. Okay. Let's see about Max. Hey, Max. Well, he seems, spry, healthy. He's giving me this image of sitting very tall and like a regalness about him, holding his head up and also saying, I feel good. Let's see what else he might. Max. He's curious about us, about me being here and talking to him. Like that's curious to him. And he's thinking, this is interesting. It's like he doesn't really have a care in the world, I have to say. He's very satisfied. I'm going to say spoiled, treated like a prince. He feels very like, I don't know. There's a little bit like, how come I didn't know this was going to happen or something? Why wasn't I informed ahead of time or something like that?
What are we doing here?
Yeah, pretty cute. Because he says he knows what goes on around here. He sort of knows everything, he seems to tell me.
How did you sneak this in on me is what I just heard.
I feel like...
That's cute.
Are you still here, Kathy? I feel like he's pretty, he's cute. He makes himself known or, makes himself noticed. He'll jump right on you or like when you least expect it, all of a sudden he's there. He likes to go, look at me, look at me. He likes you to hold him and pet him and stuff like that. Oh, you're his third family. Wow.
Oh, my. Well, he likes it with you.
Yeah, third time's the charm, I feel like.
Yeah.
Did you get anything, Katie?
I got a card it's the tiger. This is from the Divine Animals Oracle.
Neat.
by Stacy DeMarco. And yeah, it's the tiger and it's the wisdom card. Max has been through it. Max is telling you he likes the word he likes with you. He's there with you because that's where he chose to be. He could have wandered on, but no,
Yeah.
he chose to be there with you.
He feels really comfortable there. I don't know how long you've had him, but he feels very at home, settled. Yeah, I
Yeah,
see. She says he runs the house. Yeah, I definitely get that. That was
definitely.
the little thing about who told you you could come over, sort of a thing. He did it in a cute way, though, and he loves your lap. Yeah, I can see that too. Little
That's
cutie
cute.
pie.
I love it.
This seems like the thing he was leading to, though. This family was the one he was aiming for. It took a bit to get there, and he had to go through a couple things, but this was the one.
Yeah.
Uh, this was the reward from moving from one to the other. It says paw it forward, but kind of being handed from one hand to the next. And so he wound up with the reward, and that's you.
Yeah, 3 years she's had him.
Oh, you've had him for 3 years. Yeah. Yeah,
Hmm.
he's completely settled in.
Yeah, he
Don't
likes
give him away to nobody else. I know you would.
I have a feeling he's not going
No,
anywhere else.
he gets to stay here now.
He says, "No, this is my home now." That's neat. And
I
this
don't
next,
really see him wanting anything, kiddo. I mean, he's very satisfied uh, where he is and everything.
this next question, this will be our last question too, because
Okay.
it's getting late for you.
Mm.
Will you please read on my oldest fur baby, Rhino? He was 10 when I rescued. He's a beagle mix.
Beagle mix. If you have time thinking, Beagle mix 10. Rhino. Rhino. Are you still here, Jenny?
Rhino.
Um.
Let's see. Yep.
Okay.
She was. Kathy G says, "Oh no, he is mine and not going anywhere. Thank you. This makes me feel better."
You know, Kathy, I was teasing when I said that. I knew you weren't going to get rid of him. I was just
Yeah,
playing.
Jenny,
I was
there's
just playing
Jenny.
with you. But he would be shocked if you did because he's right there, and this is for the till the bitter end. He says, "Okay." Um, he does think of you as his rescuer, Jenny.
Yeah.
Um,
Mm.
he's grateful about that.
I got a card it's the red crane. Yeah, the crane with the red head.
Oh,
The card is so small. Anyway, it's the loyalty card. He
okay,
feels very, very loyal to you because you rescued him.
right.
Um, whether you
Uh,
really,
yeah,
yeah, whether it was emotional rescue, physical rescue, whatever, he is saved, and that's how I hear him saying it. I was saved.
right. And yeah, he says that just like what Katie said. You saved me. And I feel like he probably tells you that. He shows you that. He's very grateful. But he's very satisfied and content. Look at him. A little happy dog and a little tub there.
I love those cards.
So happy. I know they're really great. I just got them, but I like them. They have a cat and a dog deck, and they're great. But that really says the way he is. Because, 10's getting up there for a doggy, too. And just the fact that you took him in at that age and giving him You treat him like what he's worth. You give him a lot of self-worth. He feels much more loved there. It's the way you care for him is different than what he had before, and he he responds to the way you are with him. His other time before, he didn't get that same kind of attention, I don't think.
I'm hearing that he can bay out to you, and he need you. Yeah, you come. You know how a beagle bays. That
Uh-huh.
when you hear him, you come. So
Mm-hmm.
I can hear him. He was just saying, yeah, she loves me. She comes when I call her.
Right. Oh, he was born in a shelter, honey.
Puppy.
He loves messing around with you, though. I mean, interacting, um, playing. Even though he's older, he likes going. I don't know. I feel like he follows you wherever you go. He kind of like he likes to tag along or um,
Mm-hmm.
certainly be in the same room or stuff like that. I can see him. He thumps a lot. I can see him thump his tail. You mean on the floor? Yeah, that little thumping. I can hear it now.
There was a It makes me think there was a post on Instagram yesterday, and it was this little wiener dog standing next to a metal garbage can, and his tail was going tut, tut, tut. It's such a perfect beat that his owner started singing a country western song to it, and the dog never stopped. I laughed.
Oh, it's so
It's so
cute.
cute. It's so cute. Hey,
The reason I
psychic
would,
dummy.
one of the main reasons I would never, yes, on the floor. I knew it. I heard it. One of the reasons I would never not have pets anymore is because they make me laugh more than anything.
Oh, I can't imagine life without them.
When you were saying, what do you do to get out of mood? Sometimes I'll just hang with my pets or uh,
Oh,
go out in the garden or something like that. Or I like to just watch something on TV that's fun, and that changes my mood too.
and sometimes I'll do something totally mindless. Like I like to
Yeah,
watch, we're talking about art. I like to watch guys do wood turning on a lathe.
yeah.
I mean,
No, I love that kind of TV.
yeah, that's
Little educational or just silly entertainment that doesn't really matter about anything. I like that. Like RuPaul's Drag Race is my favorite show, and I love
oh,
it.
I
And
love that
it
show.
doesn't mean anything, but it just makes me happy when I watch it. Or just some silly, I like to watch YouTube videos of people laughing. I know that sounds so stupid, but just,
No, it's addicting.
I know it just makes me happy. Or pet, but anything that just makes me goofy and happy. I love it.
Yeah, I do the same thing. Or I crawl into music. I'll put my headphones in and just go into music and wiggle and dance and just lose myself.
Be silly.
Yeah, absolutely. We're all so darn serious all the time.
No, I know.
Why? We
Yeah.
still have that child inside of us. We need to honor our inner child.
I know when I argued with Pan about Granny Manny coming to the channel, it was a lot about that, Well, no, we're going to not let the joy thing slip to the wayside. It was a little bit of,
Oh.
okay. But anyway, yes, laughter is contagious. That's right. I love when people are laughing.
Yes. And we love Granny Manny too. So, hey. Oh, you're only serious. I Psychic dummy. I love that.
Yeah.
She's funny too. She's good. They're really good.
I'm very serious, but I don't have to act like it. I take things seriously, but I just
Absolutely.
have a more lighthearted
I'm the same way.
manner. Yeah.
I tell people I'm 64 years old and I've always been 25. When I was 4, I was 25. When I was
You know what?
25, though, I wasn't 25.
That's one of those kind of cruel things about as you get older, because your brain and everything feels the same way as when you were young,
Yeah.
you know. And you keep thinking, well, I just feel the same. But then your body
Okay.
goes, oh, no, you're not the same. There's aches and pains.
You think
But
you were gonna do what this was me yesterday getting my trees cut down, and I'm trying to record it all, and my phone's overheating and shutting off, and I'm going, "Oh, I'm so hot," and it wasn't that hot yesterday. And I come in and I cool off, and then I go back out again. It's like, why is this so hard? Because you're
yeah, I know.
64 this year now, girl. You're gonna be 65 in February.
We're older. I don't like it, but your brain still feels like you're a youngster.
Heck yeah.
You know, you
Yeah.
still like all the things you ever liked. Everything's still the same like that. But then,
Oh yeah.
I mean, I might forget a little bit more.
Yeah, but that becomes with me, that's my embracing the crone, because then it's like, yeah, I'm older. Oh well. I forgot. I also have fibromyalgia, so cognitive happens.
Yeah,
I make up words. That's the fun
yeah,
part.
I do too.
I
I'll
mean,
do anything goofy. I have a lot of the fool card in me.
oh, me too.
It don't take much for me to just go jump off the deep end, sort of, and
I have a
just
Leo moon.
trust that spirit's going to catch me before I hit the rocks. I
Yeah.
will do that sometimes. I might argue, but then I end up doing it.
You give in eventually.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
Spirit and I, or one of the guys and I, will go back and forth, and I go, no, no, that's never going to happen. I know that's impossible. Blah, blah, blah. And they'll just listen. And then when I'm done vomiting all that out, they'll go, are you done, Mark? And I'll go, yes. And they go, well, we were just wondering if you'd be willing to try this. And I go, yes, I'm willing. And then the next
Yeah,
day it
no,
would happen. And I'd go, oh no, I told them I'd be willing. Oh no. And now it's happening. I got to do it. Like that.
that's me. I'm
Yep.
an Aquarius. So when I don't want to do something, I'm like, I'm airman off right through your fingers. But when I do want to do something, you can't stop me.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
I get myself in a lot of trouble that way. But anyway,
I know
oh,
me too.
yes. I love it. You argue with Pan all the time.
That,
And Pan is one of my favorite Shakespearean characters, my dear.
oh, well,
Midsummer
he's,
Night's Dream.
yes. And the little pan in that, I love that. I
Yep,
love that play. Oh, of course, I love Shakespeare.
me
The
too.
last play I did before I left Los Angeles was Romeo and Juliet.
I was going to say, I can quote a lot of Romeo and Juliet.
I played the friar,
Cool.
uh,
Oh,
Romeo's friend. It was
uh,
really fun though, because we did a modernized version. So they turned the friar into a gypsy. So I played him as a gypsy. It was a lot of fun. We still did all the exact words and everything. I
yeah.
really loved the language after I did that.
Oh,
It seemed so impossible, but once you get it, it's really beautiful. And you
oh, it
understand
is.
why it's so.
And the rhythm of Shakespeare,
Yeah,
the poetic rhythm is
yeah.
wonderful.
That onomatopoeia, or that it's that da dum ba dum ba da. It has that
Oh, yeah.
cadence to it that you can get
Exactly.
into.
It's
Yeah,
got.
it's really cool.
I love it.
And then sometimes they'll do rhyming couplets where, like, for example, the opening monologue for the friar is all in rhyme. Every two lines rhymes. So,
Yes.
so
Mhm.
it's like a two-page monologue, all rhyming.
All rhyming. Yeah. Yeah.
It's like, okay, let me see if I can make this seem natural. All right, here we go.
When I was in the 8th grade and we did Romeo and Juliet, in reading class, whatever literature class it was, I stole the book so that I would have a copy of Romeo and Juliet and wouldn't have to ask my mom and dad to buy it for me, because I was embarrassed to admit I loved a love story like that. It's funny.
Yeah, well, pretty tragic, but it's beautifully written. I don't
Mhm.
know. My favorite play is Midsummer Night's Dream, though, because it's got all the fantasy and the fairies and Pan and everybody in it, of
Oh,
course.
yeah, and everybody in there dreaming in there, yeah.
The
I
donkey.
love them. Yeah, yeah. This
Well,
is
I
our
had a
last
lot of,
question.
yeah,
Can
okay.
can you tell me if my bitty boo parakeet is okay? Bitty boo.
Well, Christine, is he acting funny?
Yeah.
I know you have several birds. Biddy boo. I'm going to use
He's
my
acting
pendulum.
funny. She says yes.
Oh, he's acting a little weird. Okay. Oh, he's making strange noises. I knew she had several. So she has 5 birds.
Mm.
I'm just going to ask, I'm just going to quickly ask my pendulum if he's sick.
I was just gonna say. I hear upper respiratory. That's what I'm thinking. And birds can get that so quick, especially parakeets. Oh, we raised him from an egg. Hmm.
Um,
Get my pendulum, see what I come up with.
well, mine went no when I asked if he was sick. And then I
Yeah, I
asked,
got no too.
yeah, that's what mine did. And then I asked if he's communicating, and it says yes. So I'm going to just switch off to another deck real quick and just pull one more card.
Um,
I feel like on some level, he makes like unique sounds, but it's more about communicating, or it's like learning. It seems like a learning or something. Those sounds, or he's trying new sounds, maybe.
oh, you know what he's trying to do? This is what I'm getting. He's trying to mimic you.
I feel like that
Like
might
he's
be.
trying to learn to talk.
I feel like that a little bit too, Katie. Um, he's really bonded with you, and a lot of that's because you raised him from an egg.
Yeah.
So he's super bonded to you. Like he he's kind of more bonded to you than he would be to other birds, so he's more bonded to the human. And I do get, like, I heard that right away when I was doing the pendulum, that he's making little noises at you. But I want to make sure it's not because he's sick. I don't think it is, though. I feel like
Mm-mm.
it's like a play. He's kind of playing with sound, and he's trying to make sounds or noises, imitate you, or make a noise or something that you make.
He's trying to figure out why he can't talk like you. So he's trying to talk like you.
That's what it feels like to me. Yeah.
He's really smart.
I have known parakeets that can talk, so I know that
Same
they
here.
like little tiny ones that could just, and they would talk in multiple voices and stuff.
They're amazing.
When I had a teacher in college, I took a class in supernatural literature, don't you know? And she had a little parakeet, and this woman was odd anyway, who taught the class. Of course, she would be. But she invited me and some of the other students to her house, and she had this little parakeet, and it spoke in 3 different voices, like an old lady. It spoke just like the teacher, it had that voice, and then it had a man's voice. And the bird could do a whole phone conversation from one side. And it would go, yeah, oh, you're kidding. Yes, yes, I know, I heard that. It would just do a whole big.
Bob Newhart.
It was like that, I'm telling you. The first time I went away thinking, I think maybe she's a witch or something because I don't know how that bird could do all of that. And then she would change voices and stuff. It was pretty fun.
Have you ever been around a magpie?
Yes,
Because they will have different voices, and sometimes they'll have spooky ones.
yes, they can talk, and so can crows and
Oh, yeah.
ravens. They can also talk. Okay.
Crows will go and steal a smoldering cigarette butt, find somewhere that has flammable grass or some dry, if they've got mites, and they'll drop it in so that it smokes and creates like a bit of a fire so they can take a smoke bath because the smoke will make the mites get off of them.
Oh, isn't that interesting?
Crows are so smart.
I love them. They're very smart.
They're great.
And I
And they
like,
love shiny, sparkly
oh,
things.
yes, they like to have a little treasure or something.
Oh, yeah.
We used to have a few ravens that I took care of, which are just big crows. But
Yeah.
and there was one, he would mimic the radio, like when we talk on the radio, and he would mimic the noise between talking.
Oh.
And then he would do that, the voice coming out of the radio. Instead of the voice talking in, he would do the rah, 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 talking around. It was so fun.
Animals
Took me a while to realize it. I kept thinking, I was back alone, and I kept thinking, oh, somebody's coming up with the radio. I kept thinking that, and then it took me a while to finally realize it was the raven, like pulling my chain without me knowing it. I was going,
Oh, I love it. That's great.
"Am
You know, I
somebody?"
think about you with doing being working at the zoo. That's something I've always wanted. I am more comfortable with animals than people. I I had a cougar tell me I was an animal communicator, and he told me that by telling me I was an idiot because I didn't know it already, and
Oh.
I was needed. I better start doing it. So I was like, okie dokie. It was a cougar at the Arizona Sonora Desert Museum, and it's kind of like a living. Well, it's like a cross between a zoo and a natural history museum because they cover the geology and everything of this area. And he's a beautiful cougar. Oh, he's gorgeous.
Mhm.
And I had my hand up to his window and I was just like, "You're gorgeous." And he went, "You're an idiot." I was like, "What?" He says, "Yeah, that's me talking to you."
So cute.
Oh, I had me crying and shaking, and late people came up behind me while he was, I'm connected to him. I'm in his head, and I didn't hear the people behind me. And then finally, he just turned over, rolled over, and yawned and looked away. And I hear paper rustling, and his keeper was standing right behind me, and she goes, "He just talked to you, didn't he?" I'm like, "Yeah." She says, "He does that to me all the time, and I always have the same reaction you're having right now." I was like, "Whoa." It took me weeks to come back down to the ground.
Oh yeah. And those, I love mountain lions, cougar, that
Oh.
cat. I had two that I hand raised in the show I did. And
Mm.
they were just so sweet. I loved them so much. We had a boy and a girl. They were brother and sister, Phoenix and Sage. And
Oh.
Sage's favorite, always my whole career, one of the things I always thought the animals liked the most about me is that I would let them play with me as if I was whatever they were. And so Sage used to love to climb in my lap. She's a full grown mountain lion. And then just groom my face and head and like lick my hair till it just be full of mountain lion slobber. And their tongues are like sandpaper.
Oh, yeah.
Be exfoliating my face and like, and she would hold me. It's like, "No, you stay. I'm going to hold you here while I do that."
Till I'm done.
Yeah, there's a lot of mountain lion loving I'm getting.
I kind of feel that way a little bit with my male cat because he
Yes.
weighs 27 pounds. And so when he decides he wants to lay in your lap, you notice he's there.
Yes.
And he doesn't move until he's ready.
I know. I've been so lucky because I've done that with a few bobcats that were my friends and would love to sit and groom me, and the caracals, servals, all kinds of the tiger babies, all kinds of kitty cats that
I love it.
I love everyone.
I
Just
love it so much. Well,
hey,
Mark,
Christine, I want to tell you, you're not scaring the birds by hanging fruit and veggies. That's a
no.
fun behavioral enrichment thing. I mean, they might act goofy about it because it's something new. I mean, they might bob their head or act a little bit woo, but no, they like it.
Yeah, I was gonna say that anything to challenge them that way is always good.
Right.
Keep their little minds occupied. Well, Mark, I think at this particular point, I wanted to pull a card
Okay.
to from something from Spirit for all of us as we get ready to close out. Because, dude, coming into 2 hours,
That's right.
and you need to go to bed.
That's right.
It's late where you're at. It isn't even dark here yet.
Right. Well, I felt okay because we had our little mix up trying to get started.
Yes.
We were both thinking we were doing it.
We were, oh yeah, hey, our intentions were in line.
We were both looking for the other one, like,
Are
you
you
know,
okay? Oh, I hope
we're
everything's
connecting. I kept going, no, I know. Well, I haven't really met her, but I don't, this is not what I'm getting. I know she ain't just ignoring me or something. You know, it's like
Oh,
we
hell no.
thinking something is amiss. And I'm going, is she okay? Tell me she's not hurt or something. You know, I was like, oh, and that's what you guys were doing too. He must be hurt, you know.
It's been so much fun.
Yeah.
You are always welcome here anytime.
Oh, sweetie, I love it.
No, always
One
welcome.
of these days, I'm going to invite people on my dang channel as soon as I can get it together.
Hey, if you need help in that area, computer-wise, holler.
Okay.
Let me know.
It's more about just finding the right time so that I make sure I
Oh, I
get
know.
there consistently and stuff like that.
Well, and also, when there's not 15 other people all on at the same time.
Right.
This community is growing so much.
I know,
It's
like I picked
exciting.
a day because it wasn't hardly anybody, and now since I picked it and been doing it, now it just keeps getting fuller and fuller each week. I go, hey, this was my day. What happened?
Yeah, that's me. Usually on Thursday nights, the reason I only do it for an hour is because in two of you, Kim, she comes on right after me. So, and I don't want to, I want people to be able to watch her too. She's terrific.
Right. But I also want people to know that no matter when you watch it, even if you don't watch it live, it's the same. You get the same thing out of it. I mean, you don't get to
make your comment. Yeah.
You don't do the chat and the comment. But other than that, whatever the questions, the program is, you still get the value out of that, I think.
Absolutely. And this particular show, the whole purpose of this show is for people who are newly awakening to this.
Yeah.
They need a resource where they can go and look at a bunch of different people who do different things.
I agree.
Who do I resonate with? So that's why I didn't decide it. I was in Manassa on one Saturday morning and Spirit went, I have a new show for you. It's called the Lightworkers Roundtable, and told me what the thing was. And I got goosebumps all over. It was like, okie dokie. We'll start it this week.
That's how that works, isn't it?
Yes, it's wonderful. Well, and when you resist it, they have a tendency to slap you upside the back of the head and say, yes, you are.
Right. Well, I pulled a couple cards. It seems to go along. I was going to just pull one, but two came out. And the two are communication and source. So I love that this came out because, what we were doing today, well, for corn's sake, what we were doing today was communicating with, animals.
Ooh.
This guy's got or this girl, can't tell, he's got a butterfly in his hand and he's communicating. See, his forehead's a little lit up there. But that's what we were talking about and practicing with. And
gorgeous.
And, Spirit's encouraging all of you to play with it. Play with it. Experiment with talking to your kitty, listening to your kitty, that kind of thing. Experiment. And also experiment with communicating with Source. See this guy standing there and he's got his little praying hands and then the light coming in his head from above. So he's connecting with that light, the source of all life, and communicating with it.
I love the androgyny. Yeah, and the androgyny of the first card and the the second card, he definitely looks like he's an angel or something because he is a mix of all races.
Right. It's really cool. And I just love the idea that all of us have the facility to communicate with our spirit, with spirit guides. And it's just about, first of all, ask for it, and then you will begin to learn it, and it'll come to you. But it's available to everyone in
Yeah.
one way or another. Doesn't mean you're going to become, that's what you're going to do all the time or whatever. But you have an open channel to spirit if you reach up and turn it on. You have to kind of instigate it. But
That's
that's what
right.
these cards are reminding us of.
And I pulled 2 cards.
Yep.
And it's interesting because, this is from the Untethered Soul deck, which is very interesting. It has 3 categories. This is the back of the deck. And the
Oh,
3 categories. This particular category is living life. This is fortunately deep within us. There is a direct connection to the divine. I got goosebumps on that.
I feel like I just said almost that exact.
I know.
Oh my God.
Got goosebumps on it. The second card is from the freeing yourself. You get hard to see. Freeing yourself category. Let go, no matter what it is. Let it go. It's like we were talking about. Don't be so serious.
They're right on the whole thing.
The,
This is why I like to read with other people too, because
yeah.
we pick up on an energy or, something that they're trying to get across. And then that to me is so much confirmation when we're both just playing on our own and it comes up so similar, or they go together. They're like
Yeah.
a togetherness to them. It's so great. I love it.
That's why I had that funny look on my face. I was like,
I-
connection to direct connection to. He just said that directly. Those words. I was like,
know.
okie dokie.
I know, it's so perfect. And that
I love
happens a
it.
lot. It happens a lot on here
It does.
when I
I
read with other
love
people.
doing this. It
Yeah.
is so exhilarating and so much fun. And the
Yeah.
people are wonderful and generous. And,
Oh, yes. I know.
I love
But
you
so
all.
far, I haven't met a single person I didn't like. And so I'm going to just keep going that way.
That's me too.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
love you guys all so very, very much.
Me too.
They're
And we'll
my,
get together again, Katie, soon, and we'll do this again
yes.
or figure out some other fun things to do.
Oh yeah. Hey, you know what?
I'm
I
always
was even
game.
gonna tell you, if Granny wants to come, I'll come in all the glam too. If we could do and have some fun on my Wednesday in the middle of the day show.
Okay. Well, we'll plan that. Maybe we'll plan.
Right, that would be a blast. I'll do my
where,
hair up and put the lashes on. And
that'd be fun. I just have to make sure I have enough time to get her ready because she's slow as crap. But yeah.
Well, light that fire under her
The
ass.
last thing she did, somebody sent her a tip. Oh, she's so excited. So she's told me she's getting her hair done before the next one.
Oh,
so Lord only knows what she's going to look like because she's going to spend that tip money and try to spruce herself up a little. So we'll see.
Oh, I thank you so much
I'm a little
for
nervous.
coming, and
Okay.
everybody for your questions and participating, and all of you new people. Thank you. I'm so excited to see you.
Yep.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you all very
guys,
much.
be kind to one another, but most of all, be kind, gentle, and tender with yourself, because nobody else is going to do it but you.
That's
Thank
true.
you guys so much for coming. Have a great night, and we'll see you. Bye-bye.
Bye, guys and gals.